Hi everyone, Lisa here. Boy, I don't know about you, but it's the beginning of March and it feels like I've aged about 10 years in the last few weeks. Um, I feel deeply called to continue a mission that I started a few years ago. It is unveiling, unmasking, revealing really the patterns and behaviors of toxic leadership. Um, This isn't about politics. It isn't about anything other than understanding what effective leadership looks like and is, and what toxic leadership is, and what really makes the difference. We are living in a really, really challenging time at the moment. If you, like me, believe in inclusive leadership practices, if you believe that creativity and innovation is the heart of what makes humans work well together and the heart of what we want to be doing together, you're noticing things are challenging. There's a lot of uncertainty and chaos at the moment. And so I want to do a couple of things. Number one, my podcast, the People Impact podcast, will continue. It's a little bit challenging right now to get it out on time. My co-host, Ann Betts, is facing some medical challenges. That means I'm bearing the vast majority of the responsibilities. That means things are going slower than I would like. And so I would like to actually start supplementing some of the podcast recordings on the patterns of toxicity with some live videos, some real-time videos. Right now, I'm thinking it'll probably be about once a week. Um, I will come to you here. I will also post LinkedIn, YouTube, and as well on the other social media platforms where I'm present. Um, in my attempt to really keep up with the pace of change and the pace of uncertainty that we are seeing at the moment. And that is actually what I want to talk to you about today, because we are seeing an unprecedented amount of change and uncertainty right now. VUCA and all of the other acronyms that we know and have been batting around for years doesn't even come close to covering what it is that we are living in at this moment. And there's a tie to that and toxic leadership that I want to make really clear, because these things are not accidental. These things are not um, a byproduct of change. And I think that's possibly one of the most toxic myths that lives out there. That is that, oh, if you're going to lead, you need to change and you need to shake things up and you need to be disruptive. Now, I'm all for disruption. I'm all for trying things new. It is a part of how we learn and grow and do better. There's a fundamental difference between healthy change and effective change and changing things because they are important, because they are needed, and doing so in ways that follow guidelines of effective change management versus dumping a system into chaos. I've seen this happen many times in my working life, never on the scale that we are watching unfold at the moment. But this is the typical game plan. This is the way that the really unhealthy and toxic change and toxic leadership shows up. Is they're usually brought in, hired because there's frustration because current systems are not working. There's some sort of legacy system that is dysfunctional and people are demanding change. And so toxic leaders come in frequently with a big change mandate. Now, change mandate isn't bad. That, again, change is good. Change is healthy. Change is how we move forward. The difference between effective leadership and toxic leadership is toxic leadership will come in on this change mandate and will say, right, we need to change the way we're doing things. Let's shake it up. And before they've even said hello to you, before they know your name or your job title or anything about you and what it is that you're doing, they are going to rip jobs away, turn departments over on their head, and just start pulling the carpet out from underneath everybody. Now, the secret is this has nothing to do with effective change. It has to do with the power that exists inside of chaos. When there is chaos, number one, we as human beings get overwhelmed. We are not meant to live in permanent states of chaos. We can deal with small bits of chaos. We have really good survival skills for very, very short periods of time. When there's constant chaos, we go into survival mode. Our prefrontal cortexes, that's really where our executive functioning comes offline because we are in a constant state of stress. We are in a state of survival. We can no longer critically think. We can no longer make clear decisions. We lose empathy, and the world becomes very black and white. The reason why toxic leadership uses this as a strategy is that gives them control. The main point of chaos and severe disruption is to gain control. Because you know what? If nobody can think clearly, if nobody really knows what it is that's going on, they get to gain more and more control. They get to take control and say, oh, no, it's okay. I know what it is that's going on. No, it's fine. You can trust me. This is all a part of my plan. You just have to wait and see. Now, I have seen this happen in a number of corporate takeovers where new leaders are brought in, again, often under a change mandate. They then bring in these big tools of chaos. They start ripping the rug out from underneath people. And it's all approved and moved forward with under the banner of change. This is change. Change is painful. Nobody likes it. It's difficult. And that is true. Change is painful. Nobody really loves it. It is very uncomfortable. The difference is when it feels like things are chaotic and nobody knows what's going on. You no longer understand the what, why, or the how of what it is that you're asked to be changed. Sorry. That's chaos. And that is a tool to gain control. That is what toxic leadership looks like. Toxic leadership does not come in to change things for the better. It comes in to change things in an effort to blindside people and make a power grab and gain control. And this is what I want you to understand today about chaos and its link to toxic leadership and why it is not an agent of change, but in fact, it is a big tool and a big weapon that people need to be extremely wary of. I'm going to wrap it up there because this is my sort of first attempt at this ad hoc, off the cuff kind of version of unveiling toxic leadership. Again, things are moving at a pace that it's difficult for me to keep up with. I believe it's difficult for just about everybody to keep up with. And that's why I also today want to offer two things. And I will create some links below for anybody who's interested in engaging with this. Number one, I want to offer some free leadership coaching sessions on leading in uncertainty. If you, your organization, your team, if at any level you are feeling uncertainty and you're finding it difficult to lead during this time, reach out to me. There are lots of tools and techniques that are available to help bring your nervous system back online and to help create clarity, even in the messiest and foggiest of times. The other thing that I want to offer is community. If you are somebody who is out there, you're struggling, you're feeling alone, you're feeling vulnerable, I want to create a community where people who believe in inclusive leadership, people who believe in truly human leadership, people who want to be having a positive impact inside the organizations, inside the structures that they work in. I want to create a place where we can commune and find one another. So I am going to create a community meeting that you can sign up for, to participate, to join, and to find some voices, because you know what? Right now, we need to let our voices be heard. We need to leverage our collective intelligence, and we need to find a way to combine ideas and efforts and all of the power that each of us holds that feels very small when we're out there on our own. But when we collectively come together, things change in a healthy way. So I will put links below this message to participate in either of those things. If you should, excuse me, definitely time for me to stop talking. If you should feel called to do so, I would love to see you. I would love to connect with you. Know that if you're finding it hard, you are absolutely not alone. And there are good things that are still possible, even from here. All right, that's it for now. Thanks everybody for listening. And until next time, bye-bye.